I'm Darren Hedges, one of the directors and co-owners of Airhop Trampoline Parks. We've been using FunSpot since we first opened our first park in Guildford. We did a lot of research on the market in general for maybe about 6 to 7 months beforehand, travelling to the States, looking at suppliers, and we came to the conclusion that FunSpot provided the best product at the time, and we've been using them throughout the whole process and continue to do so. When we first made the decision to use FunSpot, we did so because we looked at varying trampoline suppliers, and FunSpot fabricate all their own trampolines. They weave their own material, they make their own springs, and they ended up actually supplying some tramp mats for other suppliers. So we thought it would be best to go to the source who's making the product, and that's why we ended up using FunSpot. The core items we tend to have in our parks, we tend to go for quite a large main court to give people a sense of space and sense of freedom. And then we have dodgeball courts, whether that be a standard dodgeball court or an extreme dodgeball court that we have in some of our parks in Germany. We have the basketball lanes, we have lanes into a foam pit, we also have battle beam, and now we have a wipeout as well in some of our parks too. One of the biggest selling points of FunSpot, one of the biggest pros that FunSpot have is they're willing to work on new ideas. So whether that comes from them or whether that comes from us, if I have an idea and I want to talk to a member of staff at FunSpot about it, they're willing to work with that idea. They don't just, it's not like a blanket, we can't do that. They're willing to work with it, so we can go through ideas together and try and form a design for something, and that they're very open to new ideas. When we first started, we had a logo, we had certain colours within that logo that we wanted to use throughout the park. The benefit of FunSpot is they can weave their own trampoline fabric, and they can come up with a very close colour match to those colours we wanted to use. And that's run throughout the park, whether that be the trampoline mats, whether that be the vinyl for the padding, or whether that be the foam that we use within the park. So it enabled us to create a strong brand and keep that flow throughout the park. With FunSpot supplying spare trampolines, people may consider and say, well, hang on, they're in the States, I operate in the UK, that could be a disadvantage, but I don't see that as a disadvantage. We had, for example, we had a trampoline which was damaged. It was one ramp trampoline we had at a park in Guildford, and for some reason we didn't have a spare of that particular trampoline. And we had a big event on the weekend where we had some well-known people hiring the whole park for like 3 or 4 hours, and the trampoline was damaged. I called up FunSpot on a Wednesday afternoon. They made the tramp that evening, shipped it the next day, and by Friday lunchtime we'd had it fitted and repaired. So 48 hours it was repaired. Yeah, as the trampoline business has got busier, there's obviously a lot more demand on the manufacturers to supply parts within a certain time frame. And I know FunSpot have heavily invested in a laser cutting machine and other advances in their factory to produce the parts on a quicker time frame. I think one of the key things actually with regards to why we chose them is not just the fact that they provide, I think, one of the best products in the market, but it's also the flexibility of them, i.e., as we mentioned previously, they fabricate their own stuff, but if you have a tight facility, they're not offering just off-the-shelf products within a trampoline that fits a certain size, maybe 2 or 3 sizes. I tell them exactly the size I want the trampoline, working with the designers to work out the best layout to get the maximum trampolines within that space, and they make the trampolines to the millimetre to fit. By doing that, by being able to make that trampoline fit exactly within that space, I can ensure that we can get the most jumpers within that facility and make the most use of the space and generate the most revenue for that space. Yeah, so at the moment with us, we're still growing, mainly in Europe. We've got a park under construction in Uppsala in Sweden at the moment, and one under construction in Düsseldorf, and we have another park in Mers we'll be opening shortly. So that's just the start of this year. So over the next 2, 3, 4 years, we expect that to grow and expand at a quicker rate, and we continue to use FunSpot and will do in the future to provide our trampoline parks.